I'm Marcus Gillizo and welcome to Screen Hub TV, direct from SPAA Fringe 2007. SPAA Fringe is an inspirational two-day film, television and new media event presented by the Screen Producers Association of Australia. The conference is now in its final day and we're delivering the highlights from day 2 right to your laptop. We'll also be chatting with guerrilla filmmaker Rachel Lucas, checking out the latest news, finding you a new job straight off the Screen Hub website, and finding you the money to produce your next masterpiece in Where's the Money? Now, let's get into it. To find out what's been happening today at SPAA Fringe, I caught up with event director Gayle Butler. It's now gone from heaving to hectic upstairs. Gayle, what's going to be happening today, being the Saturday of SPAA Fringe 2007?
Well, I think after everyone's recovered after last night.
Ooh, yeah, that was fun. That was a good party.
It was a good party. We've got Rachel Lucas, who's the producer of Bondi Tsunami.
She's coming in later today on the show.
Oh, great. Yeah, she's just written a book as well. And then we've got Michael Robertson. He's very nicely allowed us to screen the first ever public screening of Blackwater, his new film.
Oh, that'll be great. Everybody afterwards will be like, I've got to have a drink at the party tonight, I'm so scared.
Well, it's a crocodile movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Set in the Northern Territories. Yeah, so he'll be telling us about that. And then there's Nathan Mayfield and Tracy Robertson.
These are the cross-platform gurus, of course.
Yeah, Hoodlum Active. And they made Fat Cow Motel and PS Trixie for Yahoo 7. And
they're really at the cutting edge. Also, they picked up a couple of awards, I think, over at MIP TV, which has been wonderful. And
they've been commissioned by ITV to do an online drama series, which is fantastic in England. So.
That's great. And how do you think then overall SPAA Fringe has gone in Sydney? We're going to get it back to Sydney next year? We're going to hang on to it here?
I think if I've got my way, we're definitely bringing it back. It's been a fantastic 2 days and I think everyone's really enjoyed it. The people are interacting and sharing their ideas, and that's the main game.
Great. Well, and obviously tonight's going to be the humdinger of a party, being the final wrap party down at the Fringe Bar in Paddington. Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much for running SPAA Fringe in Sydney, and I'm looking forward to it happening again next year.
Thanks, Marcus.
The National Screenwriters Conference has just finished up in Marysville in rural Victoria. It's not one of the highest profile events on the film and television calendar, but it is one of the nicest, with the likes of Shine writer Jan Sardi and director Fred Skepsey speaking, and of course hanging around the bar afterwards. And the big news out of the conference is that the pay television companies are really committing to making Australian drama series. Both Showtime and the Movie Channel networks were at the conference and announcing plans to make up to 5 series in each 2008 and 2009. And if you are a free-to-air network executive, that's bad news, because the pay operators are promising to pay for the entire series. The free-to-air networks have argued for years that they can't afford to pay for more than the Australian licence fee for drama, meaning that the producers have to go to either the government through the Film Finance Corporation or international broadcasters to find the rest of their budget to make their shows. And now the little pay television channels with a fraction of the viewers are coming along and saying the argument is a pile of garbage. If you are a producer, are you going to pitch your new drama idea to a commercial free-to-air network and then spend the next 6 months begging for money around the globe? Or will you go to that pay channel and get the whole lot in one go? It's a very obscure piece of news that is going to be very good news for the Australian industry.
My name is Suren Fernando. I'm a product marketing manager for the affordable HD range of products for Sony, looking after XDCam EX and the HVR series of products. Why should you be excited, you tell me? Well, we've got a new solid-state flash-based recording camcorder.
I'm excited.
Exciting stuff. What you've got here is you've got the XDCam EX, and it's actually recording onto flash card media, as mentioned. You've got 2 express card media slots in there. Currently, Sony and SanDisk have a 16GB card. 2 times that's going to give you 120 minutes worth of recording. Now, given that it's got the XDCam branding, it also means that you got overcrank and undercrank capabilities. More than likely going to be 1 to 60 frames selectable. Half-inch image on the front, as you can see. So low light sensitivity is going to be off the charts. Working in a non-linear domain is going to mean that faster ingest, better archiving capabilities, faster workflow in total. I mean, that's really it.
Okay, now I don't mean to be mean here, but I've shot already 180 minutes today. How much can I fit on that chip and how much is it going to cost me?
Well, you're going to get 120 minutes at the moment on the 2 times 16 gigabyte cards. The rough pricing is going to be around $1,000 per 16 gigabyte card. Well, we're expecting it to come into Australia around the end of this calendar year, so we're looking at November and December.
All right, you better put that back in the cabinet or I'm going to run away with it.
Thank you, Marcus.
Well, I'd love to get my hands on one of those cameras, and in fact we'll be shooting our next film on one of them, and hopefully we'll be able to pay for it with the 20% producer's offset for television. Now, this is a new initiative that's been created by the federal government that comes along with the 40% feature film offset. Now, this is a gesture that's been made by the federal government, but unfortunately it's been at the expense of 10BA being removed. However, if all goes well, it means that if you're making a television documentary with a budget of $250,000, you'll be able to get 20% back at the end of it. If, of course, you haven't been made to reinvest it in the film. And with TV drama, if the budget's $500,000 for the hour, you'll also enjoy a 20% rebate. Of course, one of the controversies is that the free-to-air networks and the subscription channels are able to get their hands on that offset. That's a very nice gesture from the federal government back to the heavy hitters. Now, with feature films, the offset is a whole 40%. So if you've got as little as $1 million, I know that sounds like a lot of money, but it's not in feature film land, you can access the 40% rebate. Keep calling it a producer's offset, which means you can get back as much as $400,000 on that $1 million. So get out there, ask your parents to flog the family home. It's time for them to give it up anyway, and promise them they'll get 400 grand back to go do the sea change thing. And of course, you can get more information on the offset from the Centre for Screen Business site and through the Screen Producers Association of Australia site. This is the part of the show that I love most, where we find the best jobs off the Screen Hub website. And I myself was a beneficiary of finding a job 3 years ago on there that turned into a very large gig for the last 3 years. And today's job picks come direct from Australia's largest commercial television network, 7. 7 has recently launched a new free-to-air channel, 7HD. And with plans for a different programming schedule to their main channel, they have a variety of opportunities available. They're looking for a range of jobs from presentation coordinators to promo producers, and have positions available in both Melbourne and Sydney. Full details are online at screenhub.com.au. Well, that's Screen Hub TV from SPAA Fringe 2007. And don't forget to join and become a member of Screen Hub. It costs less than $2 a week, and it's basically compulsory for anyone who's in the screen industry. Now, speaking of gossip, where else could a day at SPAA Fringe end but at the SPAA Fringe bar? Check it out. I'm Marcus Gelizzo. See you next double click. Click, click.